This is how Paul Hilse has made $8 million with one very simple funnel. We're going to be breaking down the exact revenue numbers based on actual data and numbers, as well as reverse engineer the funnel to see exactly what he's implemented and what are the practices that have allowed him to achieve maximum conversions with his particular setup, so that you know what's working best right now. That being said, let's dive straight into it. In terms of revenue numbers, doing some digging, I've been able to figure out where he actually has his ecosystem of paid members for his high ticket offer that he sells for $8,000. And that's his Freedom Accelerator YouTube Automation School group. As you can see right here, he's got 1,000 members, right, signed up in this group. And when we do some quick maths, we can easily figure out he's been able to make over $8 million through his high ticket offer alone. Now, bear in mind, he's also got a low ticket funnel that we're going to cover in a second, but the biggest chunk of money that he's been able to generate in terms of revenue has come through the high ticket offer. And the funnel that he's implemented to make this amount of money is a very simple yet effective VSL call funnel. Now, the reason he's been able to make this so effective and how it's different to other traditional VSL funnels is he's been able to implement practices to essentially keep people engaged from the moment they get into the funnel to the very end. He's able to make sure that there's as little drop-offs as possible and as engaged people seeing the entire VSL, which is the biggest sales component right here, to then finish watching it and continue through the funnel to want to actually get to work with him directly. Another thing is that he's kept things really simple. As you're going to see from this example right here, he follows one thematic which is the same across every single step of the funnel, which is one, the branding through the color schemes of gold, black, and white, matching across all of the pages, as you can see here, but also the fact that he's got the same setup, which is always the main component appears at the top, which is a video. In this case, in the beginning, a video sales letter. Later down the road, it's an actual training video, also a booking confirmation video, and then followed always with testimonials. So the whole focus is to get people to watch these videos, because this is what allows Paul to essentially sell the prospect through achieving social proof, social trust, and seeing him as an authoritative figure. Now, in the first stage of this funnel, he's basically got this landing page right here with the VSL, which lasts between 25 minutes to 30 minutes long. However, he packages it as a free training where he helps people show how other people are making passive income and have multiple streams of income by these YouTube automated channels. So the whole goal is to get the people to watch this VSL. Now, the practices that he implements to increase watch time and minimize drop-offs is, one, he utilizes a progress bar, which is this blue section right here that you see. So instead of displaying how long this VSL is going to take, and displaying that a video is going to take 25 to 30 minutes long, it's going to cause a lot of drop-offs because it's not that enticing. So by not showing that duration of time and instead having a bar that indicates to you how far into the video you are, now people are going to be familiar with how much is left. The trick with this progress bar is that it starts and it speeds up in the very beginning, and then later down the video it starts slowing down. And this is to make sure that people instantly want to watch the video and are not turned off by the fact that this is going to be a pretty much longer video than thought. So he does an excellent job at essentially capturing the people's interest. But you also need to have a solid VSL to get this to be effective, because if you've got a progress bar and the video itself is not enticing to watch, you're going to lose people either way. But we're going to cover that in a second, of what the VSL actually is made up of and why it is so solid. Now, a second practice that he implements that is very effective is the increased video speed. So because this is a 25 to 30 minute long video, he's implemented a 1.3 speed to make sure that this video is conveyed at a faster pace to keep people engaged, but also to make sure that it doesn't get dragged out. Because in reality, if it wasn't for this increased speed, this VSL may be 35 to 40 minutes long. And that is a very extensive time frame. So he's able to make it much shorter and essentially still get the message across and get people by the end of it to want to work with him directly because of how powerful and strong he's been able to formulate the message in the video sales letter. The next section that I recommend everybody to implement that has been really effective is the recovery thumbnail. This is this thumbnail right here that you see when you pause the video. Usually if you have nothing in place, you would pause the video if you got distracted and you got a call on your phone, and then you would see the timestamp where you left off, which again is not enticing and most likely you've gotten distracted, so you're going to click off and go to a different tab. But in this case, you've got a really powerful punch of a thumbnail that here speaks out, this video could change your life. Are you really going to pass this up? Question mark. Tap to reveal $1 million secrets. So by having this powerful and emotionally triggering thumbnail, this is going to be a high conversion rate of the people that pause to then re-click to continue watching the video. And this is again a really powerful practice to make sure that people continue to watch it and don't get dropped off throughout. What you also see is, of course, follow through testimonials, right? Tons of testimonials and only one CTA, which is yes, I want in, yes, I want to go to the next step. Before we do go on to the next step though, right, we got to look at why his VSL has been so effective, because that's the biggest component. This is where you get the chance to essentially build the social proof and trust with people and get them to want to click the next step to essentially work with you directly. And this alone deserves a video by itself just because of how powerful this is and how much goes into making a VSL, in this case one that's 25 to 30 minutes long. But in a nutshell, he's done a fantastic job, 10 out of 10 at keeping people engaged from the very beginning as soon as they click the video, right, and are the first few seconds to minutes in, to then actually keeping them engaged throughout the video and wanting to actually see more till they get to the very end of it. And he does this through many different ways, but one of the things he's really strong at is storytelling, right? The way he presents the business model, the way he's able to sell the opportunity, what other people have been able to achieve, what the benefits that he's gotten from the successes of actually mastering and being an authority in this field. And in this way, right, he's got a way of essentially selling his program indirectly without appearing and being a salesy. Now, another component that is really powerful, and this is presented at the end of the VSL, is the CTA, the subtle CTA that he puts in to get people to essentially book themselves in and follow through with the funnel. And he does that also by creating a sense of urgency and scarcity. So one of the examples is he mentions how there's every single month 12,000 people that get to see these videos and actually themselves book themselves in to see if they're qualified fit to be enrolled, and the fact that he has to decline a lot of these people because there's only so many people he can work with directly and help them out. And so this sense of scarcity in terms of the spots available and essentially allows to FOMO and getting people to want to jump in and prove themselves that they are the ones, right, who are qualified and who should be on that side of the spectrum to get those results of this business model. Now, moving on to the next stage, you've got the classic essentially pop-up lead form where once you click in, yes, I want in, I want to get on to the next stage, you got to fill out your name, your email address, and your phone number. This gives them an asset in case you drop out, and in case you drop off throughout the funnel, to essentially have your email so that they can put you into email sequences later down the road. The next stage is the qualification form. So you see this landing page here, which is very identical to the first one, right? And to the first eye, comes across as different, but it's almost the very same. The only addition is the qualification form that we're going to explore in a second. But you see, they put the same, very same video, just packaged differently with this header here, a different title, and slight different designs to the testimonials, even though the content is the same. And the whole goal is once you filled out this pop-up form, if you haven't finished the video, you're going to be able to continue watching the training video, the VSL, from the moment you dropped it off. What they do a very good job in making sure you do end up finishing the video is mini hook mini hooks like this one. This is a mini recovery hook that prevents people from abandoning the funnel, right? It says, warning, do not close this window or your free training will end. And with having different titles on how to earn passive income, right, which is the end goal of many of the entrepreneurs in this particular demographic, you're going to capture their attention to actually want to follow through and finish the video if you haven't done so. Another thing is, if you're about to close the tab, you're hit with a recovery pop-up, which is this section right here, which tells you, wait, don't miss on the sound, right? You can fill out the form and see if you're a good fit to make passive income, and it recaptures them. Now, for the people that have seen the video and are ready for the next step, they fill out the classic type form, right? This is very streamlined and similar across different VSL funnels or other types of funnels as well. And the whole goal is to qualify the prospect financially to see if you're going to put them into your high ticket funnel, which we're going to cover now, or into a different low ticket funnel. So the first question is, right, classic, if you want to make a profitable business, of course, people are going to click yes. And then you're hit with a question that allows them to identify how much money you're making and how financially qualified you are, as well as what your true motives are of getting started. This will help later down the road for the sales rep on the discovery call. Also questions like how long you know Paul, because if you know him a long time, chances are you've seen and consumed a lot of his content, so you're already nurtured. However, for someone that just got to learn about him, now with your emails in place, they can put you into email sequences where they present you with much more longer form video content to make sure you get nurtured till you actually take the call, or if you're in the downsell funnel, right, to essentially be at some point in the future qualified for the higher end programs. How much money you've got available to invest, and by the end of it, they can know if you're qualified or not. If you are unqualified, you get put into the downsell funnel. This is a $97 product course that is packaged as a bootcamp that they sell you. You're put onto this landing page, again, similar branding in terms of the color scheme used and the same components. They always start with a video because that's where you can build the social trust and prove and also nurture people to take the next step. Here, as opposed to the VSL, this is a short 2-minute long video where it gets people to essentially take this one-time offer. Now, the prospects that are unqualified, they do not know that they've been put into a different funnel. This comes across as, right, that this is the next step, and as soon as you click on wanting to check out and grabbing this one-time offer, you're hit with the offer stack, an urgency timer that only lasts 5 minutes long to take action, and also testimonials. And as soon as you check out, you're presented also with an upsell of $147. Now, this upsell in particular is helping people with profitable niches on how they can get started and essentially achieve a shortcut in starting to make money in this business model. There's a very high chance that someone who's checking out with a $97 low ticket product is going to add this on, and this is going to help them increase the order average value by the end of it. This is for the low ticket funnel. Now, if you are qualified, you're put into the next step in the VSL call funnel, which is the option to book yourself into calendar. Again, if you get to the stage and you're about to close the tab because you got distracted, you're hit with another pop-up similar to the other one, which tells you you're so close on earning passive income, book yourself in. This is to have a higher conversion rate again. But in terms of the calendar itself, they only allow bookings for up to 2 days. This ensures, again, one, that the people that book themselves in are still fresh and have freshly consumed the content and in a psychological state of mind where they're ready to take the next step. But two, as you're going to see the time slots, there's only so many time slots available in these 2 days. And of course, other people are going to book themselves in. So with less slots available, psychologically, right, this creates scarcity, which also creates urgency to want to take, right, the leap and start working. So it's going to help with that conversion when it gets to the day of the call. And of course, you've got the progress bars to let the prospect know, hey, this is almost done. You've consumed the biggest part, which was the initial training video, which takes a lot of time. And now you're just there to actually, right, apply and hopefully get enrolled in. As soon as you get enrolled or you book yourself into the call, you're hit with a booking confirmation page. This landing page, again, modern, professional, and follows the same branding schemes as before. And in here you see 2 videos. Now, the difference as opposed to the other videos, right, to the initial VSL, you can see that the time frame is present, because now that the people have spent a lot of time watching the initial video, if you didn't have a timestamp, most likely they're not going to watch the video after spending a lot of time watching the initial one. In here, that you can instantly see a 2-minute video is something short that you're going to be watching. And what this video is essentially about is the action steps that you got to take to be prepared for the call and what you can expect on the call. So here he essentially asks people to click confirm on the calendar invite links that it gets sent to their email, and also presents the second video, which is an exclusive training video that is provided for free for having gotten this far in the application form. And he packages it as a cash flow channel that you get to learn about. But essentially it's a mini VSL where he still provides value on this topic just at the very end of the 10-minute long video, but in the very beginning presents the business model opportunity again, how he's been able to succeed and the benefits he's been able to get, and the testimonials of people he's been able to help out. So again, another piece of asset to nurture the prospect and have him ready for when the call is, to have as much time with Paul himself and be ready to get enrolled in. Step number 3 is again linked to the first video, which is to make sure that people click the I know the sender button on the emails that they get, because this helps with 2 things. One is to make sure that the prospect that booked themselves in does get the reminder emails that you're going to send and that they don't end up in the spam folder. But 2 is also to make sure that the health of their own domain when it comes to sending emails for future prospects is maintained healthy. So in this way, right, future prospects don't have these invitations ending up in spam, which decreases the show rate overall and conversions, of course, as a byproduct. And then, of course, again, you're hit with testimonials, the same testimonials as before, and it's just pure bombarding of testimonials, results, so that you know people are actually getting results with this. And then the next step is getting onto the discovery sales call, and if you're a good fit, you get enrolled onto the $8,000 high ticket offer. This is the one simple funnel that has been effective at allowing Paul Hilse to make $8 million through his offers.